morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. That's exactly what I have to do. I've got to get down on Friday, but not before the Morning Toast. This is going to be a very long show because we have so much to discuss.
Much to discuss, y'all.
Lots happened yesterday. The world was turning, faster than ever, which, you love to see it. But then we finally are going to have our part 2 of Selling Sunset recap. The Real Housewives of New York finale came to a close last night. And I started The Vow on Netflix. HBO Max. And to be honest, I don't really feel like I need a whole lot to say about it. And I'm only episode 2 in, so maybe I'll have more to say when we come back next week. But I feel the exact same way about NXIVM that I did that when we watched the E! True Hollywood Story. Like, losers were involved. Like, they keep trying to make it seem like it was a celebrity thing, Hollywood. And their biggest claim to fame is that they held an event once on Richard Branson's island. But he wasn't a part of the cult. That's what's important to remember. Allison Mack was the most famous one, and you never heard of her before NXIVM, so just sip on that.
Great. Love to hear it. Yeah. Glad to finally get a word in. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Glad to hear that you're watching some interesting content. Yes, we have so much to discuss today. THO is here, so we have his expert opinion because there are some matters that need his level of expert tease. So it's going to be just a great Friday. I can't believe we're here. I feel so #blessed.
I feel accomplished.
Humbled,
I love making it.
Proud, joyful, everything of the sort to be here on this Friday. Even though it's our last show before the YKB.
Oh my God, I forgot. So yes.
This is the last time you'll see us before we are repented queens.
Programming update. We will be back next week starting Tuesday. And you think you're upset there's no episode of The Morning Toast? At least you won't be fasting. Maybe you will, but maybe not.
Maybe it's like a double whammy. You're fasting and there's no toast.
Yeah, it's really upsetting. So Monday we'll be repenting for our sins. And then we'll see you back here on Tuesday just to do them all over again.
Yes. To start sinning all over again.
And then also speaking of Judaism, after this episode, we are going to record our latest Patreon episode, which is, a sequel to an episode we did a while ago that was very popular.
I think we did it a year ago.
Yeah.
Around this time, because it's a big time for the Jews right now.
We always get a lot of questions about Judaism, from fellow Jews and from people who've never met a Jew in their life. So we're doing a whole Jewish podcast Patreon episode answering people's questions, common FAQs, from people. So that'll be on our Patreon, and it's truly never been a better time to sign up for the Morning Toast Patreon.
Never ever been a better time. Also, my sweater today is from Zara, so
Me too.
I finished out the week full Zara strong.
You wore Zara to dinner last night.
I wore Zara to dinner last night, and a different item that I've worn on the show this week. So I kept good on my promise.
Yep.
It's been a Zara-filled week, and I'm happy to finish strong. This is the sweatshirt I was talking about, where it's this waistband is tight.
I hate that
and
shit.
And it's cropping a little high, but I just keep pulling it down.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I feel like we should just dive right in because there's so much to tackle.
Okay, we could do that.
And I don't really have anything else to say, except that we went to dinner last night. And if you're ever in the New York area and you're looking for a great outdoor dining experience, Quality Bistro was fabulous.
It was really, really good. We also just had such a nice time, great conversation,
great
laughs.
drinks, laugh.
I feel like I ate my food and I didn't even pay attention to it because we were just chatting.
Yeah, honestly, my meal was a 6 out of 10, but I didn't mind because first of all, the ambiance was beautiful. It felt very clean. Some of the outdoor dining is you're literally eating in the sewer, but it was very elevated. The drinks were great. The company was great. The service was great. It was really a 10 out of 10 experience.
It really, really was. We also recorded the Redheads yesterday, so that will be available to you next week. Another fabulous episode with the fabulous group of gals.
I expect nothing less from the Redheads than fabulosity.
Yeah, no, the Redheads, they deliver. They really do. So
they're not like DiGiorno. They deliver.
So we're going to deliver.
Yes.
The Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
I spoke to the doctor. Mm-hmm. She said I'm probably all good to go into the weekend without any symptoms, so I have nothing to say today.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
It's good news.
It is good news. Okay. Well, it's actually bad news,
yeah,
ultimately.
Ultimately, we need to pay our medical bills.
But the first story is one of the big stories of the day. Demi Lovato and Max Ehrich split 2 months after his proposal. After a whirlwind romance and engagement, Demi Lovato and fiance Max Ehrich have called it quits. According to multiple sources, the couple, who got engaged in July and celebrated their 6-month dating anniversary earlier this year, started having problems over the last several weeks as they returned to work after quarantine together in LA amid the pandemic.
Why would that be hard? Max doesn't have a job.
I think he is on a soap opera.
Actually, the people who work on soap operas are very busy.
And from what I understand in this Twitter thread that I read, which we'll get into, he's working in Atlanta right now, and she actually went there to be with him and be supportive. and that's where things fell into disarray.
So you sent me this Twitter thread last night, but I've been here.
I didn't send it.
Oh, maybe Margot did?
Oh, I guess it was Snitch, and I thought it was you.
Oh, no, Margot sent it in our group chat. It was you! Margot sent it, but I have, even before that, like, Stan Twitter hated Max because he's kind of been like a hanger-oner, like star fucker for like the last couple of years, and there's so many screenshots of him like being obsessed with Selena Gomez, commenting on all these celebrities' Instagrams. Like, he's so desperate. He's like really what you in Hollywood you call like a wannabe star fucker, and like he got pretty far because he got engaged to Demi Lovato, and I'm sure that like his desperation had something to do with the reason why she broke up with him.
Yeah. When I first heard this story that they broke up, I was like kind of sad because I really want happiness for Demi Lovato, and I thought that she had found that. And then I saw this Twitter thread, and
desperate.
It was so like, now it all makes sense to me. There's not a piece of this story that I don't understand. I think Demi Lovato must be an extremely trusting, optimistic person, and let this person into her life, and later found out that like he
was using her to get to Selena Gomez,
using her, and really just wanted to marry like a celebrity. And I just can't believe that this guy got this far and then fucked it up. Because this is an ambitious guy who's like so driven to marry a celebrity, and he was so close, and like I don't know what you guys were fighting about, but like I can't believe he couldn't like
let it go,
make her happy, like because he wanted it so badly. But I'm so glad that like whatever happened, that she saw through this, because it is so clear that he is using her. You know what I was thinking about last night when I was thinking about how she's being used?
What?
And that he's committing usury.
Usury,
When we were playing Cards Against Humanity, we had a pack that was also like a Jewish pack, but we were playing with the regular pack, and the word usury was a card, but I thought it was part of the Jewish pack, and it was usry, and I didn't know what it was.
It was an alternative pronunciation of our last name.
And I was like showing it I'm like, you think you have a bad card? What is this?
Wait, quickly back to Demi Lovato. I agreed that when I heard it, like, I was sad for Demi, but like, to be honest, I feel like this relationship, from the announcement to like all the content and just like everything about it, was so strange. And I actually wasn't sad that it was over. Like, okay, Demi Lovato was a little bit further away from like her fairy tale ending, but like it would have been horrible if she went through with this. Like, something about, and I didn't want to be a bitch when we were like reporting on the engagement, but like something about the whole thing was so fake and phony and like green screen about it. Like, it was just so wrong. And I'm like, wow, this girl really wants a boyfriend. Okay, so she got one, and she got this freak. But to be honest,
I didn't see it like that. I had no idea.
Oh, I did.
I really was so naive, and I was hopeful. I know that they only dated for like 6 months in total, but you know, I was hopeful that that just meant that the love was so strong in there, because that happens too. And
of course. And
I had no idea who this person was, and that he was like a professional Instagram commenter. I don't know who verified him.
Well, did
and
you
how
know
he even has like a career.
I have a really fun fact for you about Max Ehrich.
Okay.
You know, this whole time I thought it was Ehrlich.
I know. You said that when they got engaged too.
Oh, did I?
I thought I pronounced it wrong. Yeah. It's actually Mac Usry.
Do you know at one point in time, like fairly recently, maybe like a year ago, Max Ehrich was pitched to be on the Toast, and we said no?
Wow. I love us.
Yeah, but that was obviously before he was dating Demi Lovato, because I would have said yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's so crazy. Yeah, I had no idea who this man was, and now it's very clear to me what's been going on, and I'm happy that Demi saw the light.
I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I don't know who this man is.
Yeah, I'm sorry to this man.
Wait, I actually recently saw the full
it's fucking
version
hilarious.
of the video. Do you know who she's talking
Dick
about?
Cheney.
Yes!
It's
oh my
iconic.
God. It's iconic. Literally, I thought she was like acting in that video, but it was like a W magazine, like funny, like shtick YouTube video, and they put up a picture of Dick Cheney, and like she really didn't know who he was. She was like, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I don't know who this man is.
That's
the best video ever.
I'm not sorry to this man though. Like,
no.
I'm sorry to Demi Lovato that I just like, I feel for her. My heart goes out to her, because we know that she's been through so much. I think that ultimately what she really wants is love and a relationship. And it's clear in the fact that she accepted a proposal like
from a freak.
But it's not her time, and like, I feel really sad for her.
You know, she's just one of those girls who like wants like love in a fairy tale so bad that like she'll almost do anything she can to get it.
Yeah. And that's not where you want to be.
No,
and
that's not where you want to be.
I don't know. I feel like when we watch these documentaries about Demi, like she's always talking in hindsight about like these people that she surrounded herself with who was drilling holes into her head. Can you guys hear the construction? Because it's as if the window is wide open.
No, literally. Is it fine in the audio?
Also, we haven't spoken about how like the people on the roof
behind Jackie
are, like, on the show. We need to give them credit.
It's so funny. Literally every time I watch the show and they switch to Jackie's like one camera, on the roof behind her, like out the window, there's always like construction going on, so you could see like people, some cuties.
It's like, I'm sure one day we'll get like their daughters are going to see it, and then they're going to come out with signs.
Yeah, this is
like GMA has an audience on the sidewalk, and we have those guys.
And the construction out the window.
Yeah, it's exciting. But you know what? Sometimes you can't hear it, so we'll try not to harp on it.
All right, so Demi Lovato and Max are no more, and you know, the only person really devastated is obviously Max.
Oh yeah, for sure. He came so close to the dream. And for Demi, like, I'm happy for you that you saw through this man, even if I can't understand.
Oh, that was good. I like that little run at the end.
That was nice. So, Demi, we love you. This is for the best.
We love you.
And this is for the best.
My reputation's never been worse, so you must like him for him.
Yeah. Okay, next story. This whole episode is about baby news, you guys. So gird your loins. Princess Eugenie is pregnant. The royal is expecting her first child with husband Jack Brooksbank.
Is that the one who got married before Beatrice?
Well, yes.
No, before the COVID wedding?
Yes, she had a real royal wedding.
Okay, right.
And she was the snatchler.
They look so similar, and they're like not twins. They're just like really like sisters who look a lot alike. Can't relate. And I just can never tell them apart. I treat them like they're twins. I'm like, which twin are you? They're like the Oppenheims.
Yes, but the Oppenheims are twins.
You know,
they're womb mates.
It's a joke.
They're womb mates.
Yeah.
No, this is really sweet. Love a good royal baby news.
Yeah.
And
so who will this baby be to the queen?
Great-grandchild.
That is so crazy.
Her 9th great-grandchild.
What a legacy.
What a legacy. Crazy times. Happy for them. We're just going to plow right through this because I'm also happy for Billie Lourd, who is a mom. The actress has welcomed her first child with fiance Austen Rydell.
This was sweet. She posted a picture on Instagram. I like Billie Lourd. I mean, she's kind of low-key now. I feel like for a while, like during the Scream Queens era, she was like super like out and about. But now she's kind of low-key, and I just love when people, you know, evolve, you know? And she's like a mom now, and it's just beautiful.
She posted a picture of Bebe's feet. It's got a big foot.
By the way, I thought the same thing. I'm like, damn, these are big feet.
You know what I think it is?
Basketball
honestly?
player.
It's because when, like, we met Michaela, she was, like, small. And so now I see these feet. But also, it's like when I saw pictures of Magnolia before I met her, I thought she was, like, a full-size dog. And then I saw her in person, and she was, like, the smallest thing I ever saw. So sometimes, like, the pictures, when it's just a foot on its own, like, you don't see it to scale. You're just seeing
or maybe the baby just has big feet.
Maybe
the baby is going to be a basketball player, the next Michael Jordan.
Maybe. Anyways, baby's name is Kingston Fisher Lourd Rydell.
Wow, that's a lot of names. Say it again.
Reminds me of Greece. Kingston Fisher Lourd Rydell.
Right, Fisher, Debbie Fisher, Billie Lourd. Rydell is him.
Kingston is his name. That's a nice name.
I've heard worse celebrity names. This is very like a blogger, you know that meme about like all the blogger baby names, like spelled weird, like whatever. Like this reminds me of that.
Oh, got it. Like Kaylin or whatever.
Right. Braylon.
No, I don't think so.
Kingston.
It's a cute name.
I'm sorry. There's only one Kingston. Sean.
I agree. And Mandy Moore is pregnant, expecting a baby boy with her husband, Taylor Goldsmith.
I didn't even know she was married. There are certain celebrities who I like, and like I just couldn't like care less about their personal life. I feel like Mandy Moore is one of them. Like I really appreciate her, love her work.
I really like Mandy Moore, but unfortunately, like her participation in This Is Us has made me dislike her.
I could not agree more.
And here's the thing about This Is Us. Like, I just have a bone to pick with it. I've never seen it. I know that I wouldn't like it.
You would hate it.
And like, I felt pretty certain about that. And then I watched Selling Sunset, and I feel more certain about it. That like, no,
see, this is what I always say. There are two types of people in this world, and there are people who think that This Is Us is inspiring, and people who think it's like dumb and stupid. And there's nothing wrong with either group. There's just two totally different people. I watched the first season. It's not like I didn't give it a try. It is just so fucking corny. And like the fact, you know what I think bothers me about it too? The way that like E! News writes up about like Milo Ventimiglia and like Mandy Moore, like you will die at their romance. What happened to Jack? Like the way they talk about them, I think is what makes me hate the show even more and caused me to stop watching. So I don't know if the actual show just sucks or the way that people act like the show is like the cure for cancer.
No, yeah, and that like every week we're gonna cry buckets of tears.
It's just so corny and tacky, like. And I know I'm probably offending a lot of people, but that's what I do here at the Morning Toast, and people probably love it and like tune in every weekend, whatever day, Monday, with their girlfriends. And it's just like, you would have to tie me down and get me to watch another minute of that show. And it's not like I didn't try.
Yeah. No, like, I want the show to end.
No, so badly. Like, I want it to fail.
No, like, I just wanted to finish. Like, please.
You had your fun.
All the shows that I love, like, get 3 seasons
so
max.
True.
And then, like, these shows, like, just end.
They go on forever.
They go on forever. I just can't. So, anyways, I'm really happy for Mandy Moore, though.
Me too. She's a sweet girl.
Baby boy Goldsmith is coming early 2021.
Is her
husband's last
Jewish?
name is Goldsmith.
I have to guess.
Yes.
Goldsmith?
Yeah. So, love to see it.
Love to see it. So many, I mean, this is really now the byproduct of quarantine.
Yes.
So many babies
No.
being conceived, being born, and you know what? It's not a bad problem to have.
No, not a bad problem to have. Very exciting time. And lots of baby news. What can we say?
Lots of Moira Rose is just celebrating.
Yeah. She is happy.
Yes.
She's a happy woman. Okay, our 5th and final story is really one of the craziest stories I've ever heard that I felt like I needed to share with the class. It's like a weird news story, but I just wanted to switch it up.
Okay.
A police raid in Vietnam finds more than 300,000 used condoms.
I saw this.
Being packed for resale.
Washed and packed in their defense.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I'm just saying, you gotta get the facts straight.
Okay. Police in Vietnam said they found about 320,000 recycled used condoms that were being repackaged as new, local media reported on Thursday. Market inspectors in Binh Duong province raided a factory near Ho Chi Minh City where they discovered used condoms being repackaged to be sold at the market. An inspector said the factory's 34-year-old owner, a woman, confessed they purchased the condoms from someone else. After buying the condoms from a man, they were washed and reshaped, then packed in plastic bags, according to the newspaper.
I mean, this is so vile. First of all, just like of course, like the hygiene of it is so disgusting. And then like scamming people. Do you know what people do with condoms? Like they put them, of course, like on their penises, but they do other things with them too. Like they just frolic around. They go in different orifices. Like it's so fucking disgusting. Like this is literally like a human rights violation. The UN should get involved.
I completely agree.
It's one of the most disturbing things I think I've ever heard.
No, I completely agree.
Sick. These people are just trying to, have safe sex and be responsible. And I can't even imagine what sort of communicable diseases are being passed around those used condoms.
Yeah, VTV said it was unclear how many condoms were already resold.
Oh my God, that's just awful.
And in the middle of a pandemic.
Oh, nonetheless, right. The next pandemic is going to be like a global venereal disease.
Yes.
Ugh, sick.
Sick story.
Makes me sick.
Sick story.
This is like that episode of Friends when Ross finds out that condoms are only like 97% effective.
Oh.
And he's like really furious telling everyone about it. I was just watching Friends this morning. I've actually started to watch Friends while I do my makeup instead of listening to music or just like any TV. And it's really enjoyable. Sometimes I wish Daily Pop was on a little bit earlier so I could watch it as I get ready for this show, kind of like research,
Yeah.
But it's on at 12:30.
Oh, they actually moved it up. It's on at 11 now.
Still doesn't help me.
No, it doesn't help you, but they did make it a little earlier for you.
Thanks, Morgan. Thanks, Justin.
So those are the fast life stories that I do feel as though you needed to know. So a lot of baby news, and for those who are trying not to get pregnant and using condoms, be careful as well.
Be careful.
Be careful as well.
Our Vietnamese toasters, be careful. Okay, let's dive into the TV recap segment because that's truly what we came here to do today.
That's what we came here to do.
Let's start with Selling Sunset
Please.
because you finished it. I finished it a day ago. You finished it last night. Tell me what your thoughts were.
So my thoughts are the same as they were last time you saw me. Like, I absolutely worship the ground that Christine Quinn walks on. I will say, like, obviously my heart has softened towards Chrishell.
100%.
What she went through, is going through, was just completely sad and seems unfair. I understand that people are upset with Davina for saying there are two sides to every story.
That was so bitchy.
So bitchy and so uncalled for, and something that you say in the privacy of your own home if that's how you feel.
Right.
But to like continue down that road. And I mean, I think, I want to say I understood maybe what she was trying to get at, and I think this is what Brett or Jason was saying too, which is like, you never know what's going on.
Yes.
But
behind closed doors.
I feel like Davina and even Christine's like inclination to want to hear Justin's side and take his side, it's like, Justin's not your friend.
Right.
And maybe Chrishell's not your friend, but she's the person in your life where you even
she's
know.
She's your coworker.
Where you even know about this relationship or have a horse in this race. So you need to take Chrishell's side.
Yeah, of course. I think that Davina was way more guilty in that situation. Christine was like getting married and like didn't really care, and just Christine talked shit like just to talk shit.
Yeah, and
whereas like Davina came up with a plan. Like it was so strange.
Yeah, and I think Christine likes to play devil's advocate and just like say and really say what she thinks. But I think ultimately she would feel badly. But I think Davina just like kept on. Like Christine had that conversation once in her house when they were like all sitting around talking about it. Also, Christine did not say that to Chrishell. Like there's a difference.
Of course.
There's a difference.
Also, it was getting frustrating for me because I really, really like Amanza, but her blind spot is like her inability to just stay out of things. And like she's so defensive of Mary. And like we love a loyal friend, but I literally despise Mary. She's one of my least favorite people. So like Amanza is just being brought down by Mary, and she has to stop. And she was being a bodyguard.
No, she lost me.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mary, it's so crazy that like this whole show is like people fighting about Mary's friendship and Mary's listings. And I'm like, Mary who?
She's so like irrelevant.
She's so irrelevant. Every time I hear about Mary, I'm like, who? First of all, she doesn't seem like a Mary. Yeah. I think her name should be Heather.
I think her name should be just like Gina.
No, like she's not a Mary, so it's confusing to me.
I figured out who Amanza reminds me of.
Okay.
Remember from like season 1, Real Housewives of Orange County, Joe?
Yes, I got that one too.
She reminds me of her.
I don't know Joe well enough to be like reminded of her at times.
No, she gave me a little Joe.
Also, someone said that Amanza reminds them of Robin from the Peloton instructor, and I think that's also a really good call. I think that these are all good calls, but it's just like, it's so weird. I feel like a lot of times I watch something and I figure out who someone reminds me of, but like this show is just full of people who remind me of other people.
Yeah, it's actually kind of strange.
It's really strange.
I mean, the bowling balls bring me back to my youth, my bowling league.
Stop. I can't. Those guys are actually like pretty smart. It's annoying how they really favor Mary and like can't even see it.
And Jason like obviously is like still in love with Mary but not ready to commit, and I think in like 5 years they'll totally get married.
It's so weird.
No, it's so strange. And also like what is the dynamic between Jason and Brett? I think Jason's in charge. Because even when I watched the intro on like the first episode, I thought it was weird how Jason said, "Hi, I'm Jason Oppenheim. This is my brother Brett." Just kind of like setting the tone for who's in charge.
Wow, you think about them way more than I do.
No, I do. They're involved like a decent amount. They're not like Lisa Vanderpump, like they're at every party.
Oh yeah, they are. And I think like the Oppenheim group, it is what I think it is, like a pretty successful endeavor.
Yeah, no, and the real estate part of it, although I presume to be like largely fabricated, is actually really interesting. I mean, LA real estate is such trash. Like, I don't think I could ever live there unless I literally had $40 million for that hillside plaza.
No, you would want to live at that one? The one at the top of the hill? Do you know how like much?
Well, there's no other houses near me. Literally, like these other fucking
but like go
houses
to
are
Hills.
on. Oh, of course, but I'm saying like in the show, the houses are on top of each other, and you're paying $4 million for no backyard to literally be. You could see into your neighbor's shower.
Yeah, no, but these new houses that like Mary's showing in Beverly Hills, I'm about that.
Okay, but even that $19 million one with the tennis court and the pool that Jason and Mary were showing their clients was so sick.
Wait, that needed updated bathrooms.
Yeah. It was so nice. $19 million. They were like pretty much on a main road, and the houses were so close. The neighbors on both sides were like a couple inches away. Like $18 million?
No, it's insane.
You can't get your own plot of land?
That's insane.
Insane. It was such a crock of shit. Like, I actually think for the house of my dreams, I need $30 million.
I think you do too.
That's what I'm saying. The one thing about Chrishell that I wanted to talk about was before the divorce, I was like really hating her, and the divorce definitely like you can't help but feel bad for her. And I actually thought her sister was so sweet, and like when she gave her a facial, it was just like I was gonna cry. It was like so sweet.
No, it was so sweet. I wanted her to stay in St. Louis.
Me too. And never for 1 second did I think Chrishell was like acting. Like her tears were real, her pain was real. Like I totally, really felt bad for her. And I just have to say, I didn't realize, but she exclusively went by Chrishell Hartley, and now on Dancing with the Stars on Instagram, she's Chrishell Staus. And I just have to say, like, I have so much respect for that. Like, you marry a celebrity, like, you keep the last name. It's like a parting gift. Like, because then forever you're known, like, yeah, I'm connected to Hollywood. Like, and I just, the fact that she didn't, like, really changes how I think about her. Like, I have so much respect for her.
No, when I started watching this show, I only know her as Chrishell Staus.
Right.
And so I didn't even know that she went by Hartley, and she really made that change so quick, and she made it stick. So I totally agree. I think that was very impressive.
We have to talk about the new girl also this season.
Who?
Amanza's wigs. They were so bad.
Yeah.
And I think she's probably like the most beautiful girl in the office. And she just, I think, wanted to like level up her style. And her wigs were on they were good wigs, but they were on so poorly. And then every time she was in her confessionals where she had her own hair, I thought she looked so much better.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll see herself on TV and like, and
switch
edit.
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
But
Also,
like when she couldn't sell that house, I was like, just, this is pathetic.
no,
like,
and like the lateness, I actually
unacceptable.
like can't, I can't relate. But I did feel like that scene with when Heather asked her to show
Yes.
her the house and Amanda like did it, which was the nicest thing, and also sold it. She did deserve a piece of her commission. Like unless there a lot more goes into being a listing agent than just showing the house, and maybe that's true. I really don't know that much about real estate. And I've also realized like it would be the job that I would be the absolute worst at.
I agree.
Is that job.
I agree.
I didn't know how I felt about the fact that she was late and like Heather was like, then you shouldn't have gone. And
I felt
thought
two ways. I'm like,
and
Heather, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this girl did you a favor, but also, Amanda, 30 minutes.
I
Like,
know.
Okay, 10 minutes, I can understand you have kids. 30 minutes?
And when that happened, like I was still really out on Heather and really pro Amanda. So I was like, excuse me? But now, I don't know, 30 minutes late, that's really bad to leave someone waiting. Like, and it wound up being the person who bought the house.
The group being divided into 3 and 3 and like Amanda being on the wrong side really, really bothers me. And like her and Davina just need to switch because Davina's just the worst. And like,
But she would, but that's the point. Like, Davina is the, you know, the bone barrier for that group.
yeah, no, I know, but she's so annoying. I mean, that scene was actually fascinating where Heather got super pissed and walked out because they were making fun of the paparazzi. I just have to say, Christine was, although maybe they were being a little mean, they were 100% right. Paparazzi does not know where Tariq El Moussa is at all times. You have publicists, they call, they arrange it. She obviously has a relationship with Us Weekly because every time they were talking about it, it was Us Weekly. So she obviously has a girl there that she knows. She's like, hey, me and Tariq baked cupcakes. Like, of course it's planted. Nobody actually cares about Tariq and Heather.
No.
So like the fact that she got so defensive totally meant that of course it's coordinated.
Agreed. And like they write up her Instagram post and
As news.
Heather is able to be like, you know, they're interested in us, but like, no, she has a publicist who pitches it. Like, and
it's not a big deal.
By the way, just own it. Like that. Come on.
I agree. It's so silly.
Do you think that Chrishell called the paparazzi on herself after the divorce? Like,
I actually think no.
I have become very cynical about like every, you know, paparazzi photo that we see now.
Because I would say 9 out of 10 of them are staged.
But like, I don't think that she did.
Here's why I don't think. One, because when there's a moving truck at her house, first of all, it actually was really big news. Like, people were talking about it. 2, I could see the paparazzi seeing the big orange moving truck and just following it. Like, that doesn't sound so crazy to me. And 3, I don't think if she had a choice, she would have left those red, ugly curtains up, but it was because of the paparazzi. So I actually believe 100% that it was, like, real.
Yeah. Okay. So did I.
And I'm very cynical about that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Christine's wedding.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Christine. She is still everything of the sort. I do not understand how she has less followers than Heather. Like,
she does?
Yeah, she has 1.3. Heather has 1.5. Chrishell has like 1.8 now. Justin has 1.9. So I really want Chrishell to have more followers than him.
Justin?
Hartley.
Oh, whoa. Wait, I cannot believe Chrishell has 1.3. Her Instagram is so premium.
Christine,
sorry.
But also, Christine didn't have Instagram before the show. So she started at 0, whereas like I'm sure Chrishell
had a couple of 100.
Yeah, but Mary has 1.1. And Davina has 155K.
That's pathetic.
People hate her.
That's pathetic. Oh, did you see? I've now been like recatching up on stuff. Davina also like lied about her age. She's like not in her 30s. She's 42.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
But like the Daily Mail like uncovered her birth certificate or something.
Oh my God, that's crazy. No, I was just catching up with everything Christine has said and done since the show ended. And I feel like her and Chrishell are in a really bad place. I sent you an article, a Page 6 article, where Christine just like had word vomit and just like said a million things about Chrishell. And like, I don't think they were malintended, but like if I were Chrishell, I'd be really fucking pissed. And I think that she is.
Yeah. The wedding was, although not my particular taste, like I actually really respect people who have like a unique style and their own point of view, even if it's like not at all like what I would do. So, I mean, every wedding is really the same, and I can say with certainty I've never seen a wedding like Christine's. I thought the snow was incredible. I actually liked the black dress and the fog. Like, it was not my personal taste, but it was beautiful.
It was incredible. Agreed, my personal taste is not that gothic vibe, but it was done like in that way so beautifully. And it was frustrating that they didn't focus on the actual wedding more, because that was $1 million wedding.
Yeah.
She spared no expense. It got the same level of coverage as Mary's who we found out also was already married to Romaine
This was
before
for
the
show.
ceremony. And like, this was an entire production
event.
Like, and also she was less stressed than Mary. And obviously she had a wedding planner, but like Mary spent so much time like being so stressed and frazzled about her backyard wedding that she was already married. And like Christine put on like
didn't mention it once.
The Oscars of weddings. And I feel like her wedding didn't get the respect that it deserved.
I couldn't agree
and
more.
I actually read an article where Christine said when she watched the episode, she was crying because she hated the way that they portrayed it. Because they really just like focused on cocktail hour, her coworkers bickering.
And the snow.
And the snow. And I would have been upset if I were her too.
Of
because
course.
like, even though we got to like see the wedding, I feel like not a big enough deal was made about like how absolutely stunning and sensational and unique and perfect it was.
I agree. I could have used like a whole spin-off episode of the wedding. It was beautiful.
Christine needs her own show.
I agree. She's just
on another level. She should be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes, I have read like articles that she said that like that's what she wants to do with her life.
But like, how would her and Erica Jane be in the same room together?
I actually think their energies would complement each other. They're kind of different. They look so similar and they dress so similar. But I actually feel like they're kind of different. Erica Jane is not bitchy.
Yeah.
She's actually kind of quiet.
I guess, but I also feel like Christine and also Erica Jane like thinks about every word that comes out of her mouth before it does, and Christine is actually the complete
Loose
opposite.
cannon.
And then like she'll say what she thinks and what she means, and if she doesn't feel that way a little later, she'll apologize.
Which is my favorite quality of hers, and it doesn't get enough respect. They're just like, they treat her like Ramona, like the sorry tour, when it's like, no, she's actually in the total of the 3 seasons apologized twice. Both times I felt it was very, very sincere, and nobody believed her both times. So like, why would she keep apologizing to you bitches?
Yeah. So it's very interesting. I feel like now the teams are changing. I saw that Heather was like in Newport with
I saw that too.
The other side, and also Heather and Tarek are engaged. If you even just glance at her Instagram once, like the last 50 posts are like about
right
her
after we got
engagement.
proposed.
It was like it was so crazy. It's literally like a parody.
I mean,
of a
her
girl.
ring is 8 carats. It's huge.
It's 8 carats.
She said, he got me 8 carats, my favorite number. I'm like, yeah, my favorite number is 15. Like 1,000.
Oh wow, I didn't really look at the ring.
Yeah.
Her Instagram page is like a parody of a person who just got engaged.
Yeah, it's like, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And you know what? I liked Heather for a brief moment just because she was so blindly loyal and obsessed with Christine. But if you take that out of the equation, she's so lame and like a dope.
Yeah. Also, how come we never saw Tarek on the show? Like, why didn't he
was at the wedding.
He was?
Yes, I saw it on her Instagram. She said, you might not have seen him on camera, but Tarek was at the wedding.
Why doesn't he like
just And Justin
chime in?
Hartley was apparently at a few things in the previous seasons because Christine and Davina were like, when we saw him here, he was so nice to us.
So I read more into that, and they were talking about the Critics' Choice Awards.
Oh.
And I think things that were not filmed. I don't think he came within like
3 inches of Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though this show has become respectable, I'm sure
Yeah.
the first 2 seasons it was like, oh, this like reality show my wife does.
It was like embarrassing for him. And now he's like, that's probably why he got divorced, because he's like, he's on a cable show and he's like, my wife's doing like a trash reality show. Now it's like bigger than This Is Us.
My, how the tables have turned.
My. Next thing you know, This Is Us canceled. Poof, gone.
That would be
a dream.
Justice for Chrishell. That would be justice for Chrishell.
Yeah.
That's really why I want the show to be canceled.
Yeah, she actually looked beautiful this season. She definitely got like some fillers, but I thought she looked amazing.
Yeah.
So that's that on that. Season 4, I'm not sure when it's coming, but
I think they're filming it now because I saw that Chrishell was like showing houses in like full glam.
Oh, right.
And so I hope there's a quick-ish turnaround.
Me too. Now I'm like on the Selling Sunset train.
Oh, for sure. I'm really excited for the next season, and hopefully I hope that it's soon, and I just hope that Christine's there, and I still love her so much.
Me too. Even though she is like beyond, like she's too good for the show.
Oh, totally. But I just want to like make clear, like everyone said, like just wait.
Your opinions will change.
Yeah, I just want you guys to know, like I'm ride or die. At this point, we've reached the tipping point where nothing she says or does I will ever feel differently about her.
Right. Now it's like not even so much whether I agree with her decisions. It's like, don't care.
Don't care. Like she's really reached that echelon of like really like 5 people in this world who
like I'm just unapologetically like supportive of. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Real Housewives of New York finale was so boring. Like it was just not a season worth 3 reunions. I would say barely 2. Usually the 3rd reunion is like full of like the real meat and potatoes. It was so boring, literally talking about Sonia by Sonia Morgan for 30 minutes. Like it was just a nothing burger from a nothing season. And to be honest, like even with the real fights and like the real meat of it, like Dorinda she's impossible to watch. It's someone who refuses to take accountability, just digs their grave, like says like I was in a bad place. So apologize. That's fine. We've all been in bad places. Like it was just infuriating for the actual like good parts of the reunion. She's a horror to watch. Like it's so unenjoyable. She's a nightmare. I actually like after last night's episode, I can't stand her. She made me like really, really support Ramona, which is how you know she's so unreasonable.
Yeah. And it makes but like that's why I'm glad that they announced before the reunion started airing that Dorinda would be gone, because I think that if they knew people were watching it through the lens of like she might still be here, it would turn you off completely. I
also think it's actually really, really good for Leah that Dorinda's leaving, because Leah is like a fan favorite, but
she's like being brought down.
She's so blinded by her friendship with Dorinda. Like she is known for being like funny and like very Bethany, like on the ball commentary, kind of moral compass, like. And when she says Dorinda never hits below the belt, but Ramona does, I'm like, what fucking show are you watching? Like, it was just so void of any logic or reasoning. And if Dorinda had continued and Leah would have continued to be like her friend and supportive, I think it would have been Leah's downfall, because you sleep with dogs, you get fleas.
100%.
So Leah should be really grateful that Dorinda's not returning.
She should be.
The best part of the episode was Watch What Happens Live. Did you see Bethany doing one-on-one?
No.
Oh my God, it was incredible. First of all, Bethany looked unbelievably beautiful. I've never seen her look so beautiful in my life. And she was like just wearing a tank top and jeans. Like she looked so stunning. She was really leaning into Housewives. She like knew a lot what was going on. She didn't pretend like she hasn't been watching. She's friends with Dorinda. She knew a lot of like the Tinsley drama. And she is just like my queen forever and ever. She was amazing. Like she just looked amazing. She looked so happy. And you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
She's still married.
What?
Andy was like, or things are going so well with Paul, like, you think you're ever going to get married? She goes, I'm still married to Jason.
How is that possible?
They're still going through it.
What's there to go through?
I don't know. He's a fucking nightmare.
That's crazy.
Lunatic.
That's crazy. What else did she say?
She was talking a lot about like season 1. She was showing her memorabilia. She actually has like the first gold apple that was like on the table at the first reunion, and everyone signed it. And she had this like Andy Warhol style portrait that they sent her, and she was like, when they sent it to me, I was furious. I'm like, I lived in a tiny apartment. Like, what the fuck was I going to do with it? But now,
bless you.
But now it's like her favorite relic, and she spoke a lot about Scary Island, how she was like a survivor, and it was like this great moment for her because she'd been seeing this craziness in Kelly, and like nobody had been seeing it, and it was like frustrating. She's trying to show people. Then Kelly showed everyone, and it was like Bethany was vindicated. She was like, this is what I've been trying to say.
Yeah.
So it was
what'd she think about this season? What'd she think about Tinsley?
Well, she told Dorinda, like she said that Andy asked, like Ramona said on the reunion that like you've been in Dorinda's ear, and Bethany's like, I'm really busy actually. Like I donated 20 million to PPE supplies. I run a business. I just launched my podcast. That's why she was on the show promoting her podcast. So I wasn't coaching Dorinda, but she did ask me for advice before the season started and during the reunion. And before the season started, I told her just to forget about the Tinsley stuff. Like I told her just to be cool, not let it get to her, and just like move on. And of course she didn't listen to me. And I told her to do the same thing at the reunion. And of course she didn't listen to me.
Great.
Yeah. She said she keeps in touch with Dorinda and Sonia, and like radio silence from everyone else.
Interesting. That's so crazy about Luann. Like,
yeah,
that it's radio silence. Because
also Andy played a game like, do you regret it? And it was like things she did on the show that she regrets. And of course they brought up the Tipsy Girl horrible conversation in Bethany's office. And Bethany said no, but she regrets her delivery, not her message.
Yeah, when they replayed that last night, when they played like a montage of Sonia's failed business ideas, like it was so painful to watch. When Bethany called her a cheater brand, and Sonia was like, I just thought I could have, some success too.
Oh my God, it's fucking pathetic. It was literally the saddest scene in the Housewives.
Oh, I'm really like nervous for when you get there and you're rewatching.
I don't think I'll make it all that way. I think I was going to stop like near like Heather Thompson and Kristen Takeman. Like I don't need to watch Kristen Takeman.
Okay. So
that
yeah, I really hurt my heart.
I don't really have anything to say about the reunion. It was really, really boring.
I didn't have much to say either. It didn't require 3 parts. Like we literally had the conversation about Dorinda already. So like, did you just?
We had it in part 1. Like,
yeah, like. So why didn't we put the thing to bed? But I did think it was interesting how they made a point to say like that everyone now is on pretty like fine terms with Ramona, like her and Leah made up, and so that gives Ramona a pathway to the next season.
Yeah,
and I think that's good.
Also, Bethany said that she watched the part of the reunion where they were talking about Leah getting on the show, and she said, I want credit. Like, I sent you Leah, and 30 other names and 7 other names, and I followed up, and casting asked me for her contact information, and I gave it to her. So, like, she wanted credit for Leah.
Oh, okay.
But she said she hasn't met Leah yet.
But so then how was she so gung-ho about her?
I have no idea.
Interesting. Also, when Sonia said that her and Ramona would be having 2-for-1 martinis at the Burger Heaven, like, I literally wanted to cry.
I
That
actually
was the
think
cutest thing.
Burger Heaven, which is right by Sonia's apartment, I actually think they might have closed because of the pandemic. I have to double check, but I think I think it might have been one of the many businesses to go out. Confirmed, yes. That's very, very sad. They had the most amazing curly fries.
And apparently martinis.
I didn't even know they had a bar.
No, me neither.
She probably like exposed them for not having a liquor license.
Really sad. Wow.
Yeah. So there's a foundation for next season, but like they have got to turn it around.
They've
like,
got work to do.
Painful season.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, and Bethany pretty much confirmed that there is that the new housewife, because Bethany was saying amongst the people, she's been sending Andy people when she's on the show, off the show. She like kind of acts as like an executive producer. She really wants the show to succeed. She's always sending names of people she thinks are interesting. She said, I've sent so many African American people who might not have been right or the timing wasn't right. So I'm really happy that you guys are doing that. That's what she said.
Got it.
Kind of confirming what we reported on this week.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah. She's such TV gold. Like, she was just being so funny and so beautiful and so charismatic and so charming.
Oh my God, I have to watch it.
And
I had
so
no idea.
philanthropic. You know, she sent a million so Andy also played this game, like, what would you ask them? Because she's a podcast host now, and it's like, what's the first question you would ask these people? And there was like Kelly Bensimon, whatever. And then there was Governor Cuomo. And Bethany was like, do you know that like I was the one who gave you 1 million hazmat suits like at the height of the pandemic when like there was no supplies in New York? Like, do you know that it was me? Like, am I on your radar? That was her question, which I thought was really funny.
Oh, interesting. That's so funny. Okay, I'm going to watch it.
It was a good episode.
You just like recap the whole thing.
Yeah, there's literally nothing else for you to watch. You don't have to watch it.
I want to just like get her vibe, you know?
So yeah, that's
Keeping Up.
Oh, Keeping Up. It was a good episode, actually.
No, it was really good. Like, it was such an interesting time, even though I found it to be, and I thought that even though, like, I don't really want to watch coronavirus programming. Like, in the beginning, I was like, excited to see like what, you know, reality shows when I thought it was just going to be short, but like now going back to that time, like really is like PTSD.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't have that reaction. I actually found it fascinating to see if I could like see how we all spoke about coronavirus before we knew it was a real thing. Like, it's actually like interesting to see because we'd never been in a pandemic before. Like, we just brushed it off. Like, we probably didn't take it that seriously if I'd listened to some of our conversations from February. So I thought it was just interesting to see how the world spoke about it. Like, everything happened so fast, you know?
Yeah.
It was like one minute it wasn't a big deal, and then next thing you know, we're all home for 3 weeks. Like, it was just so crazy, and it happened so fast. So I actually thought it was fascinating to see how people in California and Europe were just like talking about it before it was really a thing.
Yeah, well, it was a thing, but before like the stay-at-home orders. But yeah, the like news stuff, and then Scott and Chloe like literally didn't go because of it. It was really interesting, and so I think we're getting like really close to like when they have to start staying at home, because I think that was like and last week of February, first week of March. I think that's when we went to LA also. And remember, we were on the plane and we were wearing masks. Yeah,
but like we were doing it like I at least was like ironically.
No, it was like super top of mind.
Enough for me.
Oh, for me it was. But anyway, so it is interesting to see how they each handled it. I thought that the prank with Chris was like so fucking funny.
So funny.
By the time, like, and Chris is such a good actress, which also makes me like nervous that, you know, she's always acting on the show. Because it's weird when they have to do their interviews and like talk about their point of view. But it's like at this point, you know. And it's like, I don't want to watch you guys act because it shows me that you can. And that you might be acting at other times.
Yeah, but I like, to be honest, some of the prank storylines like are not always my favorite, but I thought this one was good even when Chris was the victim, and then when they turned it around on Kim, it got even better. And it was it was super funny, and it wasn't the worst plot of the episode. The dog was.
Oh yeah, the dog was, but I'm so obsessed with Corey Gamble. Like,
me too. Oh my God.
I started following him on Instagram last night, and I just like, I love him so much. I literally ship him and Chris like
forever.
I love how he is with like the other girls, and I just think he is such a wonderful man.
Me too. And partner.
And I love him so much, and that's really where I landed on this episode. And I also felt like I loved the Paris content, and
Me
like
too.
Kim and Northy.
Kim getting into that latex outfit, like how did she not literally start profusely sweating.
I have no idea.
It was unbelievable to watch.
And then she stayed in it all day.
They couldn't pee till 2:00.
That was so crazy.
So crazy.
But it was really cute seeing Kim and North because Kim has a whole other personality when she's talking about it. She's literally camper and counselor.
Yeah.
And it was it was so fun.
And when Kim started crying when North was performing, I actually got choked up because I don't know, there's just so many different versions of Kim's, and honestly sometimes I forget that she's a mom. I know she has a million kids, but she's so many things. And then when she was just she's always the center of attention, so for her kid to be the center of attention, she got all choked up. I thought it was really sweet.
Really sweet. And I loved North's performance. I am such a big fan
of North's work.
Of North and her work. Yes, I really am. And I loved how, obviously, she went up there and she did her thing. Of course. And no one was trying to say, the talent.
Right.
But they were, the bravery, the courage.
It's such a big deal.
A child to go and do that. And, I completely agree.
And then at the end, shouting out Penelope, who was in the stands, was so sweet.
No, the whole thing was just so cute. It was honestly a really, really good episode.
And I actually think given all the news that's been going around about Kim and Kanye's marriage, I actually feel it was an episode that the Kimye stands needed, just because they were so in love in the end, and they were just being such good parents. And at the end of the day, all they really cared about was North's happiness. It was sweet, and it was what the Kimye kids needed.
Yeah, but I feel the Kimye stands, myself, were unbothered by the rumors.
Yeah, no, there have been rumors about them forever, and I feel they always happen when Kanye's tweeting. The correlation is right there. And nothing's happened, so.
Yeah, it was a really good episode.
Yeah, it was good.
I just love them so much.
I just love them so much.
Oh my God. And when they were all at Nobu,
Kylie was drinking a lychee martini.
I know, and I just love watching them drink. And Kim was ordering drinks too.
Yes, mango martini.
And I also feel we talked about how they're always at Nobu in paparazzi photos, and it's who eats there that often? But I think it's because they get that room and they can film.
Yeah.
So I really feel every time they're there, they're filming premium content for us.
And I think I don't know the LA scene at all, but I do think it's close to Calabasas.
Malibu is?
Yeah.
Interesting. I have no idea where Calabasas is.
The valley? I don't know.
Is it?
I think. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We should know now by Selling Sunset.
No, but they haven't ventured into Calabasas yet.
But that's where the money is.
And Calabasas is Hidden Hills?
Yeah, similar, I think.
Interesting.
People who are listening who live in LA are these fucking dumb bitches.
Yeah, no, I haven't figured out the topography there yet, but I'll get a map.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Now is that all we had to recap?
Now that is all that she had written.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Oh, wait, program before I do that. We will not be in studio on Monday. It is Yom Kippur to all of our Jewish followers. I hope you have a really easy and meaningful fast.
Gemar Chatima Tova,
Gemar Chatima Tova. For all of the non-Jewish toasters, we will be back on Tuesday, and we'll probably be looking so dead in the eyes because we haven't eaten for 24 hours.
But we'll have just feasted.
Yeah, but still, it's that look in your eyes never goes away. So just no show Monday. Reminder about that. Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Toast Millennial Morning Show, where we go live. Oh shit! Thank you so much.
Take it from the top.
Shit. Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every morning, Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, Castbox, all the places. We are now also available on Amazon Music. So find us wherever you find your podcasts. Type in the Morning Toast and make sure to leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. Have an amazing weekend to all of our Jewish followers. Have an amazing fast. As amazing as it could be. And we'll see you.
Have a meaningful fast.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.